Alright guys, back for day 48. And today I painted a Necromancer's Apprentice from the Frostgrave miniature game. This is made by North Star Games, I believe it's called. And I did this on stream, and my Wednesday streams are beginner focused, so either people who aren't into wargaming or maybe people who have never painted ever before, things like that. So I always try to paint a non-Warhammer model that might be more accessible to some people, as well as use some beginner techniques. So today, I used a technique that I've used in the past, which isn't always a great technique, but it can be something to try. And that is that you paint the miniature with, normal colors that you'd start off with. Paint every surface. Then you ink or wash the miniature. And then you use those same original colors to highlight what you already painted. So, for instance, the blue sleeves on this guy, I painted them in Calidor Sky, then I washed them with knoll oil, and then I highlighted them with Calidor Sky. This can be useful in two ways. One, if you're new to painting and you don't want to have to buy a ton of paint, and you don't want to have to mix paint, which some people don't, then you only need the one color to paint one thing. You just get a wash for your whole miniature, and then each color acts as every other, the highlight and the base coat for each piece. The other thing it can be useful for is just quick going through things, but taking them up a notch just slightly, because obviously you could just base coat everything and then wash them and call it a day. But then re-highlighting with the first color gives them a little more depth and just makes them a little more interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the colors now. I did use one contrast paint on this, and that was Black Templar. I did that on his robes. Then I did Scrag Brown on his apron. I did Fenrisian Gray on his pants. Calidor Sky, like I said, on his shirt sleeves. Zandri Dust on his backpack and pouch. Steely Gindrab on his boots. Rakarth Flesh on the staff and the cudgel he's holding. Screaming Skull on all the bones and the skull on top of his staff. Skaven Blight Dinge on his hair. And then a little bit of Fulgrim Pink and Cadian Flesh Tone on his face. Then I washed the entire miniature in knoll oil. Then went back and highlighted every color with the same color. So I highlighted the Scrag Brown apron with Scrag Brown, the Zandri Dust backpack with Zandri Dust, etc., etc. Then I did just a couple finishing touches. I took, I used the Edge Purple paint, Dechala Lilac, I believe it's called. I used that to highlight the Black Templar robes that I had done. That was the one part where I diverged from this theme. I thought it was okay though, just a little thing. And then I took some Tesseract Glow technical paint and put it in the eyes of the skull, just as like his necromantic aura or whatever. Then, as you may or may not know, Frostgrave is based in a city that is frozen over. So for his base, I used the Valhallan Blizzard, but I first put down some Gorthor Brown, and just before it's completely dried, I put the snow texture on there, so that we get this nice little mix of some parts are a little patchy brown, some are pure white, some you can see the snow, or the base through the snow, things like that, just to mix it up a little bit, so it doesn't look like completely fresh powder. Then painted the base room with Black Templar, and called it a day. As you can see, it's obviously not the most high fidelity paint job in the world, but I think it is a valid technique for beginners, or people who just want to churn through minis really quickly. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will be back tomorrow for day 49.